Boy, oh boy, have we had a fun week here in the Pokemon hobby. Yeah, just absolute craziness. So Snipe is gone. Anybody who was following Snipe and watches or seen that or was considering using it, hopefully if you did, you're working through the kinks on that. If you have not and were considering it, as I was, I am glad that I held off on it. Definitely some interesting things happened there between the breaches. Granted, the breaches wouldn't have been a big deal for me because I actually would just go by my company name more than my personal information. But still, the fact of the matter is that this is what happens when you try and build a website yourself, and instead of just hiring a web service like you should do. So these are all things that we should be looking at. Once again, greatly appreciate everybody who's coming in right now. I'm checking real quick. Sound looks good. We should be all ready to rock and roll. And I do know that there's a couple people live right now, so I do know that it might be a little slow at first. Hopefully here it will kick off and we'll see some things going. Hey, Blitzkrieg, how you doing? Is the video up? I'm seeing my one screen here in my studio, and it's just spinning. It's actually not loaded. So I don't know if it's working or not. Hopefully it's working currently. We're going to go for the old refresh, see what happens over there. But yeah, thank you guys, everybody, for joining in. Greatly appreciated for their live and crazy. Yeah, it's up. Perfect. Okay, now it just popped up. So we're all good. But yes, there is a lot of crazy things happening right now. And now we get content creators coming in that say that they're not in the market, not into investing, and are telling us that the sky is falling. And it's very, very funny to see that too. News-based content creators, I just watched the video come through about the market crashing from them. And they're using the Charizard from Phantasmal Flames as an example because it went from $1,500 down to, $500 or $600 currently for that Charizard. That's normal. Guys, look at it. Umbreon did the exact same thing. Mewtwo did the exact same thing. This is what happens on release of a set. We are literally not even in the 2-week mark of the set release yet, and yet we're sitting there surprised that the sky is falling on Phantasmal Flames. Is it going a little further than what I thought? Not really. I knew that there was going to be a decent amount of product, and it's just rolling out all over. It wasn't as easy to get through distribution. It seemed like, once again, distribution, like through your normal channels, got screwed, just to be blunt about it. But I'm seeing, like I just posted on Discord, we're finding it at gas stations. Phantasmal Flames is everywhere right now. Now, the real question is are we going to see multiple waves, and how much bigger those waves going to be for Phantasmal? Phantasmal, once again, is going to have the situation where they remove the Gengar SIR, they removed a bunch of the SIRs. There's only 4 SIRs in that particular set. And so, for example, if we go to, let's just say we go to Mega Evolutions 1, another example where people are using the Mega Evolutions 1 as a cost basis. But Mega Evolutions 1 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9. So it had 9 SIRs in it and 2 of the hyper rares compared to Phantasmal Flames, which has 4 SIRs and 1 gold hyper rare. So the sets, it's going to be, the hit rates on that Charizard is going to be immensely easier than what we saw even on the Gardevoir and the Lucario. So that was one of the concerns, like I talked about prior to the release, when we were talking about what was going to be in the set, was going to be a problem, is the hit rates of that Charizard were really going to come down to how well Phantasmal Flames is going to perform. If the hit rates, and there were too many Charizards coming out into the market, as we've seen with Obsidian Flames, as we've seen with Darkness Ablaze, as we've seen with all the other Charizard sets, all the way down to XY era, since we've been documenting what's been going on with these sets, realistically, this is exactly what happens. Every single set, every single Charizard set is performed like this. So if you're going to go by that, then Surging Sparks flopped. We were in a down market in Surging Sparks. Back in Journey Together, down market. Or, Destin's Rivals, we were in a dead market. Everything was dying by that. If you use that as the numbers, and using the pre-release numbers to the release numbers within the first week of a set, and say that the market's crashing because of this, that is not a good comparison. That's what it does every single time. The Mewtwo went from a $900, $872 card down to a $383 card, and then came back to a $400 card. It dropped in the first 2 weeks. It absolutely plummeted when it came down to the price. These are things that people like to use as their reference points for why things are so bad and the market's starting to crash. But at the end of the day, that's not at all what is actually occurring, and it's just normal. Using that on Phantasmal Flames right now is actually not a good way to handle and whether gauge the market currently at this point in time. A brand new set on release is not a good way to gauge the market. Now, I will say that the market is cooling, and we've seen retraction on the market, and we knew that this was coming. We talked about it 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that this market is getting fatigued, and this is something that was going to happen. But there again, we were telling you guys to sell, bank money, start to put away money, cash reserves, because now we're going into an investment buyer's market. People need to stop trying to invest and buy investments when the market's going up. That is not the right time to be buying into a market, right? I know people are FOMO. They're fear of missing out. They think that the market's going to keep going up forever. And granted, some sets may never come down. They may never retract enough, but historically in the Pokemon TCG, we've seen the opposite. We've seen these sets go up, 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 and then we see a correction, we see a drop, we see a comeback, and we see the turnaround where we actually have some things go in the right direction again. Just slower and more organic, which is what we're looking for. So once again, when it comes down to market investments right now is getting to be a really good time. I am really looking at some of the investments right now. Top investments that I'm really looking at is Paldea Evolved and Obsidian Flames, both of which are doing extremely well. Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are doing extremely well. We're not getting reprints, guys. So the real question is if you go to, let's just say Obsidian Flames Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes right now at this point in time. So I'm going to pull them open right now so I can give you the correct data for today on November 25th, 2025. So if I go into here, right now there's $680 currently on TCG Player. And I don't know why that's not working. Does it need to be refreshed? It might need to be refreshed. So if we go back to this and we pull open the 1 year history marker of this particular part, why is this not working? I don't know why it's not going back. It's like stuck. It keeps telling me I need a membership, but I have the membership. So I'm a little bit confused on what it is doing. But anyways, if you go back, we're seeing consistent gains on a lot of the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes right now. But all of them are doing fairly well just because when it comes down to it, there aren't any replenishments in the stock. And do I feel comfortable right now going and buying potentially other Pokemon Center or Elite Trainer boxes right now at this point in time? No, I think they're going to do well. We got the new ones just released as well. There's a lot of product opportunity right now that we're looking at for these particular sets. And once again, I think that overall we're going to see some really good, consistent growth in this current market. So overall, guys, I think that there's some time. Start planning if you're into the investment side of the Pokemon TCG and you are into it for the investment side. Then now is a good time to start either A, taking things and trading, or B, selling things, or you should have sold things already. Now the market's shifting down, so right now is not really getting to be a best time to sell unless you're already way up. I mean, if you bought it at $100 and it's now $500 or was $500 and it's still at $425, you're way up. I mean, your investment is still there. It makes perfect sense to do that, right? That sales is still there and a good time to do that. But I think a lot of people need to start taking a moment to consider what they should be looking at, how they should be investing, what they should be looking at, and how to properly do it at this point in time. The market's starting to downturn. Now's a good time to start buying some of the sets like Paldea Evolved and starting to buy into like Obsidian Flames. Is Obsidian Flames going to be as good as Paldea Evolved? I don't think so. I think Paldea Evolved is definitely going to be one of your best sets. And yes, somebody's going to come onto this channel and someone's going to come into the comments like they always do, and Keyboard Warrior's going to go, well, you should have bought it when it was $85 or $90. That's when you should have bought it. I don't know why you're buying it now. You're too late into the game. It doesn't matter. The point is that if you're coming in right now and you've never been investing, this year's brought in a lot of new investors. There were not as many people back 2 years ago when Paldea Evolved was down at $85, $90, $95 a booster box. Now is a different market. Now there are new people in there. Now is the time when you got to be looking at these things as a change. Yes, if you didn't buy them at $95, you probably shouldn't be making a consideration now to be buying them at $200 or $300, $350 a piece. Doesn't make sense. But if you have been looking at them and you've been considering it and you are new to the market and you're looking for investments at this point in time, do I feel confident that a booster box purchase of Paldea and Fates or Paldea Evolved right now and continue to maybe buy one every week or every 2 weeks for the next couple months is going to put you in a bad position. No, I think that there's going to put you in a good position come a year or two down the line. This is not going to be instant gratification. People need to stop looking at instant gratification on these investments, and they need to start looking at it as a true investment. You don't buy into the stock market. If you are truly investing yourself into the stock market, you don't buy into the investments when they're going through to the moon. You buy the investments before they go to the moon. You buy the investments when they're down. Crypto right now, you should be buying crypto. I'm seeing so many people running from crypto because the prices are going down. If you truly have believed for the last 15 years that crypto has been a good investment, and you still think that crypto is going to survive and going to be here long term for the next 10 to 15 years, why are you not buying into crypto down in this downturn? You should be putting more and more money into crypto and building those crypto accounts while the market's going down. A recession is a great time. A market correction is a great time to get in and get into the market, which it's going down. I'll trade you Thin Mint cookies for them what? 15 boxes. What? 15 boxes? So there again, I mean, it's all in. Don't trust it. The Thin Mints are 5 years old. They've been the investment for Blitzkrieg. They've been a Blitzkrieg investment. Once again, you have to take into consideration that if you're running from this market at this point in time, either A, you've screwed up and you're getting out of it at too late, or if you've already, number one, you've screwed up and you're scared and you think that this thing is going to fall and there's going to be, you've made the wrong call in getting in the Pokemon. Number two, you have a large sum of income already into this and you've already made life-changing money on this Pokemon products. Number three, you don't understand investment and you are trying to get out of the situations that you don't understand. Honestly, I'm trying to help you with this. If you're in it and you have a large sum of money, go ahead and continue to sell. If you're way up on these investments, if you're 2x, 3x, even 25% up, just go into it and continue to sell down until you're comfortable with what you have left. Maybe just go until you've paid off all of your income into it, like I do. Go and sell until you have zero balance again, or you've brought back all the money that you've put in, and then you have the money to go forward again now that the markets are shifting. Or B, you need to sit and be patient. This is where we talk about having, glass hands. Don't open stuff. Don't panic. Relax. I don't think this is going to be a big crash. I don't think that there is enough product and there is not enough happening right now in the Pokemon TCG to justify a huge crash in this market. We don't have, this isn't like 2021 and 2022 where we got a massive amount of product that changed the course of the pricing of the Pokemon TCG. We are not getting that from Pokemon. We are not seeing massive amounts of products even at this point in time. The store shelves still have enough product to keep them filled one day, maybe two, even at these limits that they've put at Walmart. It lasts for a couple days and the product still disappears. So there's still a demand for it. I'm hearing people say, well, scalpers are going to have to go back to work because the prices are so bad. What prices are so bad? What prices right now are they still not able to make $1.50 on every one of these sleeve or blisters that come off the shelf? Where is this happening? Where is this statement coming from that you're showing this? Because you go, Destin's Rivals just had a massive sleeve blister reprint right now. So if we go Destin's, so I'll pull it open. Destin's Rivals. Just once again, I want to give you the lowdown on what we're at right now. You can go to Walmart and buy Destin's Rivals. So right now these are on the shelf right now. They just got restocked again today before Black Friday. So you can go and buy these sleeve blisters right now at Walmart for, what are they, $4.98 a piece. $4.98 or $4.89 or $4.98, whatever it is. Doesn't make a difference. $5. You're buying them for $5. Right now, still, after the reprint of this, we've seen the market come down on them because they were almost up to $10. The big crash has occurred, right? We've gone way down because these got reprinted. They're at $8.25. So if you're buying them at $5.25 a piece, you can go still put these on TCG Player and make $3 a piece. Where's the crash? Why wouldn't scalpers go and buy that? Journey Together even is another one. We just had our Phantasmal Flames. Still, Phantasmal Flames. I'm going to pull open as of today. Once again, I try and give you today's market. So if I pull open the sleeve blisters, right now they're $8.50. TCG Player is selling them for $8.50. So if you go to Walmart right now, even though they've got probably 400 of them on the shelf. Some Walmarts, I know some people don't, and other places don't. You can go buy these right now for $5.25 in Wisconsin with tax. $5.26, I think, with tax. They're selling right now on TCG Player for $8.50. So even if you take out the $3, lose the 13% on it, you're still way up. Scalping still works. It's not gone. It's not dead. All these things are not things that actually occur. So if I go through and I'll do the math real quick, just so everybody's on the same page. You got $8 and you got $8.50 minus $5.26. So you've got $3.24 a piece. You're going to have, they're going to pay for shipping. So if you look at the shipping on it, they got $1.99 in shipping in that, which is not going to cover it. You're probably going to have about $3 in shipping with my system, and then 0.13. So you're still going to be making, each one of these you're currently making about 78 cents a piece. So if you sell 100 of them, you're still going to make $78 for selling 100 of them. Most places, even on TCG Player right now, are putting on here must buy 10 units. So you got a minimum of 10 units in order to get them. Honestly, the first ones, you must buy 5, must buy 5, must buy 10, must buy 10. I mean, they're putting restrictions on that, and then if you go out of that range, now you're going to the people that are charging more. So you got to buy 10 minimum in order to get that shipping. That I would do the exact same thing if I listed them on there. If you don't buy 10, I'm going to cancel your order, because it doesn't make sense for me to box them up, pay the shipping, and do all that work for just one sleeve blister. It doesn't make sense. So that's the thing is that we're going to run into. That's what everybody's kind of listing right now. Scalping still works. It's still a viable avenue for people out there. There is not enough products yet at this point in time. Certain areas, small areas like mine, are starting to get some product on the shelf, but it still only lasts a couple days. The 5-pack limit slows them down so it doesn't disappear within the first 4 hours of being on the shelf. But it really has not created that atmosphere of where there's a plenty of product just everywhere. And that's something I don't think is going to occur. I just don't think Pokemon right now is willing to either, A, they're not willing to ramp up capacity to do that, and I don't know why. Number two, I just don't think that Pokemon might not have the capability right now to keep up or push that much more. I think they've opened up so many markets and they've shifted how they do things and the way they do things that it's definitely being a factor when it comes down to that performance. So, overall, there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of things going on right now in the Pokemon TCG that people need to take into consideration when they're looking at products. If you're looking at investments, I think that the investment side is coming back right now, and there's going to be investments. If you're truly looking at investments, the investments are coming back. As I've said, for the last 8 months, I really have not talked about investments. I have not seen any good opportunities for investments because you typically are not buying into a bull market, because bull markets are dangerous. When you see this raging bull market like we've been seeing over the last 8 months, it's really, really difficult to know when it's going to stop. You don't know when you need to get in and out unless you're willing to do the whole jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out all the time. Then that's the thing. But if you're looking at the long-term hold, and if you're looking at short-term scalping, or if you're looking at flipping, whichever way you want to call it, I mean, and to me it's flipping, scalping, whatever. Technically it's flipping. You're not usually selling back into your own market. Somebody in your own market might buy it, but that doesn't mean that they're always doing that. But in general, it's pretty much flipping. And if you're in the flipping circus right now, yeah, I mean, you would technically be able to still make money if you in those bull markets, because you buy and you sell short. You buy and you sell short. But if you're looking at long-term, true long-term investment, investment into a product, there really hasn't been a good opportunity for investment. There's been a lot of scare, and there's been a lot of concern that when you see markets go straight up, that there's going to be a correction at some point in time. And you're going to potentially have the recourse of this all coming back. And I mean, a perfect example of that is I saw channels talking about Paradox Rift being a good investment at this point in time. And I was looking at all the beginning sets of the Scarlet and Violet block, because they're all going out of rotation here in April. Now they should be going out of print as well. So that's a big factor as well for whether or not you should invest. You know, if they're going out of print, we're going to lose these products out of that rotation. There's no reason for Pokemon to go back and print them. Those are all considerations. But if we go back to even a year ago, Paradox Rift was about $150, $145. And currently right now, the box is down to about $235. So you've got about a $90 investment. It's been pretty flatline at that point in time. But it's also one of those sets that I could see definitely being one of those ones that retracts pretty heavy, because it was at about $325, and we've already almost lost $100 off the value of that booster box. So if you've held too long at this point in time, this is where, if you jumped into this bull market when it was going way up right here, trying to chase that next gain or get that quick or that long-term gain on that kind of bull market, that's where your situation starts to turn worse, because you purchased it at 317, you purchased it at 320, or getting close to that peak, not knowing you're at the peak, because you don't know when the bulls are going to fall off and start to roll, go downhill. And then people follow it way too far, and then all of a sudden it drops. And now pretty soon you bought it at 260, to 300, and now all of a sudden again it's at 234 or 232. Granted, long term, does it make a difference? Possibly not, but it does also mean that you've given up some opportunity because you purchased it way too high, and now you might have to wait a year or two for that to come back. Long term, it may wash. Pokemon has historically shown that it will wash, but it's just a matter of time. If a better position would be to wait until that market starts to turn down and the bulls go downhill, and then you buy it down this downward slope until you hit the bottom, and then when it bottoms out, then you stop buying, and then of course you've hit the bottom of the trough, and theoretically it should go back up in price and continue to go in that upward direction where you have the value to do that. So it's the same thing with a lot of these sets right now. We're seeing retraction right now. If you have not purchased Paldea Evolved at this point in time, now's the time to where you might be want to consider it. And I've got a video coming out that'll be released tomorrow on this as well, going over the first 5 sets of the Scarlet and Violet era and talking about each one and which ones are good investment opportunities right now at this point in time. But if we look at the Paldea Evolved over the last year, you were at 150 back a year ago. It's hard to believe, back in December. So a year ago today, it was $132 on eBay and $130 on TCG Player. Today, if you were to buy the same booster box, you're at $367. The thing is that it has been consistently going downward right now at this point in time, and this is where you can start buying this product. Now might be a good time to start looking at investing into Paldea Evolved. If you haven't already, if you bought them at 140, you probably shouldn't be considering. But if you're new and just came in the last 6 months, like a lot of people have that are interested in the investment side of the Pokemon TCG, now is a good time to start looking at buying like a Paldea Evolved, because it's going downwards. You buy one every week or two. Once a month, you buy a case, or you buy one, whatever you can afford. Don't overstretch yourself. I always tell people, the fun thing about Pokemon is that you can buy one booster box, you can buy a case of booster boxes, you can buy a pallet of booster boxes depending on your size. It just depends on what you're willing to do, what kind of risk you're willing to put in, and what kind of expendable money you have. So just understand that if you are tying it up, you can buy now, you can buy in another couple weeks, you can buy in a month, you can buy in 6 weeks, you can go every 2 weeks, and you can run that trough down until it goes all the way down to the bottom, and then they come back up, and you could get that opportunity to build up. Blitzkrieg just said Brian and Pokey had them at 110 the end of February. So, and that could be because they were 130 on the open market. Sometimes they sell, if he's trying to get rid of them, he might sell them cheaper. But there again, if you were back then, I was telling people that Paldea Evolved was a great set. I was buying it when it was down at $85, $90 at one point in time off the open market, because I could actually get it cheaper off of like TikTok by the case or eBay by the case than I could from my distributor at that point in time. I was paying $95 a booster box from the distributor, but I could go out to the open market on eBay and buy them for $90, $92. So I could get them cheaper from eBay and off of that site, and not get them from my distributor. It was a weird situation where it kind of flipped at that point in time, where they needed cash flow. Once again, we're getting into that point as well, and that's a factor is that all these businesses need to continue to have cash flow in some way, shape, or form. They haven't substantially every month had enough money to do that. And the other thing is Obsidian Flames. That was close to $85 at one point in time. You could have bought them a year ago, even a year ago, back last Black Friday. They were like with coupons and stuff off of TikTok. You could get Obsidian Flame cases for like $85 a booster box in the case. I mean, it was just crazy. You could get them way under MSRP, and there were really good opportunities back then. This time, you're not seeing those opportunities. We're not seeing, Phantasmal Flames booster boxes going under MSRP at this point, or even distributor costs. We're seeing it staying consistent at this point in time. But there again, you can still, even on the newer sets, if you're concerned, you can wait and see how it goes, You could buy a couple now if you're concerned and keep buying them as they go lower. If they keep going lower, buy a couple, buy double at the bottom if you can. There's ways to mitigate the risk if you understand the true principles about investing. How to cost dollar average, how to run the markets right now. A lot of investment channels, true investment channels and people that understand investment, we're not talking about investing for the last 8 months. We've kind of backed away from it. And the whole theory of buying everything and anything at any price in the Pokemon TCG has worked theoretically in the past. Will it always work? No idea. I can't tell you what's going to happen the next boom. Is the next boom going to happen? Is the next boom going to be 20 years away? We don't know. I'm assuming no. I'm assuming that we'll have probably more consistent booms right now in the Pokemon TCG. It seems like the market is more primed at this point in time to have these booms and have these potential accelerations more easily than what we've had in the past. I think we've got a lot of big players too out in the markets and in the open markets right now that are definitely giving opportunities to make catalysts for this to happen. And these are all factors as well. And as Pokemon, if we slow down again, I think Pokemon's just going to open up more markets. They have more markets that they can go after, and they'll probably continue to go after them again and again and again. So we have the catalysts always in play right now. This isn't like Black and White. This isn't like 2006 with EX era, or when Pokemon USA took over and Diamond and Pearl and all that, where it was more organic. People were just kind of shifting around and trying a new game, having fun. That's not the factors that we're currently seeing in these things. We are actually seeing more big market, I don't want to say manipulation, but more big market involvement. You know, collectors is another one. They're taking over GameStop, which is a big concern in my opinion. I think people are kind of ignoring that factor. Is what is occurring at GameStop right now. It has its benefits. I 100% say that it has its benefits and it has its drawbacks as well. The pros and cons are definitely there for small investors and small flippers. In that, GameStop is good in that factor because you can stay small, you can do a couple graded cards, you can get bad grades on those cards, you can sell those cards to GameStop and get rid of them. You don't have to worry about trying to sell PSA 9s on eBay. GameStop is taking them and putting them into mystery packages and mystery products, and they're building that part of their portfolio, which is okay. Overall, for the market, is it good for them to be doing these kind of things? Not necessarily, because once again, to me, it feels like Collectors and Nat Turner is kind of on the idea of controlling all aspects of the Pokemon TCG, from grading to sales to buying to all of those kind of things, which could be detrimental as you once again keep conglomerating things, like we talked about when we had Fireball getting bought up by TCG Player, and then TCG Player immediately getting bought up like a week later by eBay. So we see these conglomerations and we see these things continually to funnel down. It's the same thing with our equipment and HVAC. We continue to see conglomeration of these furnace companies where, yeah, they keep the original product names, but they still are technically one brand. So instead of having, we just went from having 8 furnace brands down to, now we're down to 6. So we just had 2 of them conglomerate again. So we had York go ahead and conglomerate out, and now York is no longer a main business. It's actually under another name. And now we just had Nordine, which has got a whole line of furnaces, got pulled under Ream-Rude. So basically we lost the Nordine line, and we also lost the York line. So now we're down to 6 versions of furnaces, even though they'll still have Yorks, they'll still have Gibsons, they'll still have Maytags, they'll still have all those brands out there. It's the same thing we're kind of seeing in Pokemon at the end of the day. Instead of having, all these different sources and outreaches to be able to sell your product, you're starting to conglomerate them down into one source. And it seems like Collectors is really on that path right now, is that with Nat Turner being on the board of the GameStop board of directors, along with being the CEO of Collectors, he is working a pipeline to be able to turn GameStop into the TCG network, to the face of the people, so to the people out there in the real world, a straight line to be able to grade, sell, trade TCG product and everything, and also lowball you on pricing in order to get products to sell them again right out the door to another customer. So it's not necessarily always bad, but it's also not necessarily good. And I don't like seeing complete conglomeration of things. I think that there needs to be separation of some of these product lines. There needs to be separation of the systems. And that's really what it does, is it really hurts the upper market people. So it kind of starts to hurt your LGSs, starts to hurt your, even like TCG Player. It can start hurting some of those locations because of the fact that GameStop has a lot of stores in the United States. There's a lot of locations that have GameStops close by, even places that don't have, necessarily LCSs. There's typically GameStops within fairly decent distance. Not always, but a majority of places have quite a few GameStops within easy driving location. I mean, even myself, I had 3 of them within an hour and a half drive. So they were pretty consistently accessible in Wisconsin. I'm sure some states are different. Some locations are different. I mean, the middle of nowhere like Ashland by us would probably not be the case. But in general is that they start outreaching the people a little bit easier. They start taking more business from LGSs because they have product available. They'll take trade-ins that maybe LGSs can't be risky about. They will do the mystery products to return those products, which LGSs really can't do as easily because people just don't trust those small ones. But hey, GameStop must be doing it, so they must be reputable because it's GameStop. And those are the kind of the mindsets that people have as well. You walk into your local LGS and you see a mystery product on the shelf, a mystery box on the shelf. Chances are you're going to be very hesitant to buy that mystery product from an LGS. If you see it at GameStop, and even though it might be the exact same thing, you will probably buy that or people will probably buy that from GameStop than they would from your local LGS, because of the fact is that it's it's a corporation, so it must be more secure when it's actually the exact same thing. You're buying the exact same crap, just in a fancier box, and sometimes they even charge more than your LGS would because they know that you feel more secure about buying from them, and that's another situation altogether. But all right, guys, I'm going to get off my soapbox. There will be a video posting tomorrow as well talking about investments in the Pokemon TCG and opportunities right now, a little bit of a breakdown, what's going on in Scarlet and Violet right now, and what opportunities are starting to present as we are kind of shifting in this market. Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes. I did want to touch on that. I know we don't have a lot of people. Dan at Catch 'em All Collectibles went live talking about Snipe, and I believe he is still live, which I knew was going to potentially cause an issue for people coming into this live, because of course a lot of people that go to Dan also go to me, and he is still currently live right now. There's 137 people watching, and when I was in there I was seeing like normal people would be in this live. So, and I don't blame him. Dan has got some really good information on what's happening right now with Snipe. But I do want to touch with Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes. I had an issue. I got that all resolved right now. So Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes are, once again, those items that I feel are very good at this point in time. And the reason why is because we just are not getting any reprints of them to date of the Scarlet and Violet ones. So the problem is that the real question is that you got to really consider is there a reason for a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box to go backwards at this point in time? Most people have them as collection pieces. Most people are coveting them as their collection pieces, so they're not really moving as much. I mean, you look at the number of sales on these things, and it has been a lot slower comparatively to like your regular ETBs. The number of sales on them is nowhere near the same. So if we go to like some of the older ones, once again, we can go to Paldean Fates and take a look at Paldean Fates over the last year of a Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates is nuts. Okay, let's go to Paldean Evolved. I keep saying Paldean Fates, and it's Paldea Evolved that I'm looking at. Last month has not really done much. So we haven't seen a downturn in any of it in the last month. We go to the last 6, pricing has not gone down at all. We have not seen a decrease in the price after they go up on these Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes. We look at the last year, so you go back to, or all time, I got it on the, no, this is 1 year. So we go back to 1 year, so we go back to December 2024. It was $140 at that point in time. And now today, a Paldea Evolved is now $600 roughly. $592 to $600 currently for that same Elite Trainer Box in the same time period. But if you look at the charts, we have seen consistent growth. So over the last year, it just steadily goes up. We had a blip here in September where it really bumped up, and it just continued on the same course like we saw previously. So does that mean it's a bad thing to buy? No, I think that it's a decent thing to buy just because of the fact that we're seeing the course continue to do the same. You can go to, and it's funny because even sets like Scarlet and Violet base set, another one that you can look at, they have the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. How well have they been performing? Because the booster boxes really have done nothing in the last year or over the last few months. But yet, you go to the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, and in the last year, they have gone up as well. And they've had the same kind of blip. We've seen the exact same bump at the exact same time period in about that beginning of September time period where they literally bumped $100. Almost all Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes bumped $100 to $200 at that point in time. So, for example, the Scarlet and Violet at the November 29th of 2024, it was $99 for a Violet or the Miraidon Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. If we follow, and you can just go up. So we go from December, and let's just kick over to March. So we'll go to March, $187 at that point in time. Okay, now we'll go to July, $215 at that time. It stayed consistent then from July until about September, and then September bumped up to $318, and now today it's up to $340 right now at this point in time. So once again, we're just seeing consistent growth on Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, even ones on sets that aren't very strong. So there again, if you wanted to, and you don't want to spend $600, $700, $800 right now, $900 to get into an Elite Trainer box for like Obsidian Flames or Paldea Evolved, we're having the same results on like the Miraidon, Koraidon in the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes as well in Scarlet and Violet base set, and it still gives you that same opportunity. And it's the exact same thing. You can literally look at all these graphs right on Pokedata.io. You can go back and look at any of these sets right now at this point in time on their site, and you'll see it's a weird trend that right in like the first week in September, they all bumped $100 to $200 right there. Don't know why. I don't know what happened. I didn't realize something was happening at that point in time because we can even go to Paldean Fates. So the Paldean Fates one, of course, is very expensive because it's not as expensive as I thought. I thought it was around $500, $550. It's actually about $400 right now. If we go back 1 year, there again, we go to September. So September 7th, it went from $308 to $508, $200 bump. Kind of recovered. Right now we're about 404. So it wasn't about 500. We're down to 404. That's really the only one that has gone down that I could find. I never did look at this one when I was looking prior. So I'm kind of glad I did go back and look at this one at this point in time. But every other one to this point has gone nothing but up. It has gone just continued. It has that little bump in September, end of August, beginning of September, we have that bump. So even Paradox Rift, another one, it's a little bit lower. So if you jump into them, they're only $181 right now at this point in time. They're just not performing, but they've been consistent growth. They got a little bit of about a $50 bump in September, not as heavy as everyone else, but they were $70 on January 1 or December 1, and today they're $180, and they've just been consistent. They are consistently growing. Every one of them is consistently growing. And if you buy them, it seems like if you go 6 months down the line on any of them, they've all continually grown up in price and continue to go up. And that's a good thing. That's something you want to see in a product when you're sitting there looking at the actual investment spectrum of the Pokemon TCG. I look for products that are going to give me consistent growth year over year. I don't care about huge spikes because usually huge spikes means recovery. And they always end up pretty close. We've looked at the Pokemon market historically, even back in 2020, 2021. If you look at the growth from 2019 to 2020 and look at the chart, you get this huge bump in November, December, January, and then in February, March, it goes down. And by the time you get to July, it almost lined right back up to where the market went right back in line to where it was supposed to be. So the correction happened where it came right back to where it was. We see that sometimes with products as well. So seeing products jettisoned does not necessarily mean that it's something that I want to like dive into and get into it. I think that a lot of times, like these Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, I'm seeing consistent growth every 6 months, or you can track it every 6 months. You're seeing growth. It just, whether it goes from $60 to $90, or if it goes from $90 to $150, it's just been consistent growth to this point in time. So I think when it comes down and you're looking at investment opportunities in the Pokemon TCG, this is Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are definitely a good one to get into. And the nice thing is that there's different levels. So you can go for the Obsidian Flames right now and get into that one if you really want to spend some money. If you want to get into those, if you want to go for, even the Prismatic Evolutions ones, of course, the little bit higher level ones, if you want to get into those. Or you can just stay low and continue to kind of hang out with the low-end ones. So you can stay with, like, the Scarlet and Violet base set, the Paradox Rift, and those kind of ones as well. Because right now, Obsidian Flames, we can open it up, but it's $680 currently. And we all know that this one has just been cruising. Same thing, September, we see, end of August into September, we see that big bump where it went from $340 all the way up to $700 pretty much. So we're all seeing the exact same kind of bump at that point in time. But overall, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes have been very consistent. Very, very consistent growth. Like I said, Paldean Fates is the only one that I could find that actually went down at some point in time. But it had a really big bump, and then it kind of went where it came back to average. So you could have sold it on the big bump at 500, but it went from 300 to 500 down to 400. So realistically, it just straight lined through again, like we've talked about. You get these huge spikes, and then a lot of times there's a correction at the other end of it where it brings it right back in line. And even if you look at Obsidian Flames, if you were to continue this track to where we are today, even though it bumped, and it went from 362 up to 690, if we follow the track through and the flat line we are currently, if it continues to stay flat, so it hasn't gone up really in the last month and a half, if it continues that track in about another 3 months, we're almost going to run into it again where you would have been right on track again. So even the spikes may not make any difference to the overall performance on those boxes. All right, so once again, long discussion. I knew that there was a lot of streams going right now, especially with the deal with Snipe and all that happening. Dan was still live. I knew that a lot of people were going to be watching Dan at Catchmon Collectibles with his information on Snipe and what's been going on there with his with what his reaction was to that. So I knew that it was going to be a little slower on my stream because of that. But go ahead and go through the chat here. We got Blitzkrieg as always. Thank you so much, Burr. Thank you for being in here as well. We have in the chat DJ Poke Center. Thank you so much for joining in this evening as well. And Ludwig Pig in here as well. So thank you so much. Once again, greatly appreciated. Just so everybody knows, I'm going to make an announcement tonight. I'm going to put up some advertisement too for this weekend on Saturday. We will be having DJ's Poke Center joining us as well. So he'll be joining us live on the channel here. We're going to do a special Saturday stream for the holiday weekend here. We're going to sit down and talk shop about what's happening in the Pokemon TCG. I'll have to talk with you, DJ Poke Center, and see if we want to probably talk about business a little bit more than investing. I didn't talk to you about it. I don't know how much investment you do. I know a lot of your content is on business running, so it'll be kind of fun to do that as well. Danny Phantom's doing a giveaway. Yep, I saw that too. So I'm looking at the lives right now, and for whatever reason, everybody picked Tuesday night, and that's no big deal. So I kind of knew that was going to happen. So let's go down there. Yo, live and crazy. Phantasmal dropping fast, and it's not. 16 count check lane blisters. Blister case at 150. So 150. So still, I mean, one check on something. 150 divided by 16. So that's still okay. Blitzkrieg, you still think that 150 is a bad price, but realistically, that's still $9.38 a check lane blister. I'm selling them cheaper right now on my shelf. So I mean, realistically, I'm selling them cheaper here for $8.50. And you're still looking at it and think that that's a drop, and it's still it's $9.37 a piece. So you're not really getting a deal. That's not too far out of the range. Once again, the products drop the first couple weeks. It's like everybody starts hyper-analyzing when the market changes. So we've had a slowdown, and now everybody's hyper-analyzing the set and going, oh my god, the price, every set's done it. Every set. Every set has done it at some point in time. We've seen it with Destin's Rivals. I mean, when the check lane blisters come out, they go down in price. Mega Evolution, or Mega. So I finally got 3-pack blisters. So I got 3-pack blisters in on my shipment here. So my shipment came today because, of course, there's no shipment that comes in on Thursday. So they did ship them. They came early. The funny thing is that they raised the price of these things. So, we were talking about how they're $24 a piece right now on TCG Player. And that's kind of weird for the 3-pack blisters to be like $28. And it kind of went down to $24, and they really haven't dropped anymore at this point in time. It's because they're charging more for these now. So our base price on those is actually up from what it was with the... I didn't get any of the other ones, so... But yeah, basically that's what we have right now is a lot of things happening. So these used to be $15. So from distribution, so right now, well, these used to be $13.99. MSRP on these is $13.99. Right now, and I used to get them from distribution. My cost on them was usually $9 a piece for these. Now I had to pay $11 for these. And I'm guessing that if you can find them out in the wild, they're probably more expensive. They're probably closer to $16 now, based on that. Which means on the open market, they're going more than that. Okay, so yeah, after tax. They're $14 and then, yeah, whatever taxes, depending on where you're at. So we were looking at this the other day because we had the Phantasmal Flames. We were looking at that at our live on Sunday. Currently, they're still $24 currently at this point in time, which is... Like I said, the price from distribution went up, so it's going to cause that effect. Let's see here. Going down the list here. So yeah, but we do have 3-pack blisters of Phantasmal Flames available as well for anybody that's interested. Kids took some of them. I don't know what's left. They got the box open. I told them they could take a couple of them because they didn't get much for Phantasmal Flames, so I let them dig through that for fun. Let's see. Hello all. It's Going Burr. That's why I buy PC stuff and then sell them. I'll trade, yeah, Thin Mint cookies. Yeah, I could sell you a couple packs of Oreos. Yeah, give you a couple packs of Oreos for some Thin Mints. I want the brand new ones though. I don't want them 5-year-old Thin Mints you found underneath your couch. I don't trust it. 2021 Pokemon sealed Oreos. But which crypto you think is the best? It's hard to say. Bitcoin has been very consistent growth. Yeah, we're down a downturn. I really have most of mine is in. There's a couple of reasons that I'm in a couple of them. XRP is one of them because they're looking at going to full staking or liquid staking they call it. So if they get liquid staking and they get that to actually pan out, XRP is going to be huge. So that's one of them that I have a little bit of money into. It's probably my third or fourth biggest, just because I'm taking a little bit of risk on the liquid staking, hoping that can pull through. Ethereum is probably my heaviest one right now, and there's good reason because I have the staking option on that. I haven't really put much into Ethereum right now because I'm hoping they open up staking. If I could fully stake it again, it would be huge. But only about, 25% of that is currently staked, which sucks. I really would like to get all of it staked and make the money on that, but certain states don't allow staking anymore. Wisconsin's one of them that does not allow it at this point in time. Solana is another one that I have quite a bit in. I was hoping to get to 250, but it really did drop down quite a bit. And Stellar Luma is the other one that I have as well. So those are kind of the ones that I've been working with a lot. And there's certain reasons, each one of them, that I'm picking and kind of working with them. I'm not a professional at crypto in any way, shape, or form. But there's reasonings on research on why I picked those specific ones. And they've been very consistent over the last few years. So that's the other reason I really stick with those cryptos. If you want to, there's definitely a lot of videos and a lot of stuff that you can look at on those. And there's a lot of information out there from individuals to look at. Team Rocket Joey, as he just came into the chat, welcome on in, Team Rocket Joey. He's an expert at crypto, so go hit up his Instagram. Or go join his Discord and just bombard him with crypto questions. He's more than willing to help you on that. Now, his Instagram is just getting bombarded at this point in time. It's getting blown up. Let's see here. So, going down the list here, we got that one. Crypto, not in my place. Oh, well, Ryan, we already talked about that one. Obsidian Flames. I bought when he had them at 125. He got a restock. Next year's 30th anniversary. I think that's going to be another catalyst as well. I think some people are just slowly trying to back down a little bit and relax, and they're taking their time and really looking at those things. And I think that's what I'm talking about. We got a little bit of a bottleneck at this point in time. there's a lot of things happening, a lot of new product. We got Black Friday. We have people backing up for sales. We've got bigger guys that were selling product that are now looking at transitioning into potentially buying at this point in time. So there's a lot of shifting and a lot of things happening right now. A small catalyst like the 30th anniversary announcements could definitely be something that could be another catalyst for a small boom and could pull us out of this little bit of a slump that we're having right now. It's not a crash, it's just kind of a slump, but it wouldn't take a lot to really pull us out of it at this point in time. Hey Jedi, how you doing this evening? Hopefully you're doing well. Where was I? But GameStop lowballs you on those prices, though. They absolutely kill you on some of the pricing. They were really good at first, but now they try and rip you off. Ludwig, that's why I always get those Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. I have every Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, cases of some. I have cases of some, and of course now you can only get like 2, so a lot of them are 2. Prismatic is the last one that I have a case of, so but that's okay. Let's see here. Danny Phantom doing a giveaway. Yep, we talked about that. DJ is just on TRJ's stream. Yep, I did stop in and watch that one a little bit when they were having their stream. We're not crashing yet. 29. Used to be $15. Although, yeah, I used to. I was saying after tax, like, yeah, got that one. Did you get your 4 booster bundles today? Yes, I did. I got 4 booster bundles, and I also got the 2 ETBs the other day. So, kind of weird that they split that up a little bit, but just kind of weird. I don't know. So, when it comes to releases, too, from what I was looking at the release time frames, looks like the ETBs are not releasing on the release of the set. So, it's weird. This set's going to be a weird release on how the products are kind of rolling out on this. Just so everybody's aware, the specialty set's going to be kind of funky on the release period. They marinate in my closet, aged like wine. Yep, they do. Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes have done extremely well. And I think that they're just going to continue. As long as we don't get reprints of them, they're going to consistently do well. We have not seen any reprints of the Scarlet and Violet ones at this point in time. I really don't think so. I really don't think that we're going to. If we haven't seen them come at this point in time, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes for Sword and Shield were released like rapid succession. So they were just continually coming back. Like Brilliant Stars was released like 6 months after the first release. You know, the Temporal Forces was like 5 months after the original release. So they just kept bombarding those. So the only one that didn't get a reprint was Crown Zenith. I don't think Crown Zenith got a reprint on their Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes either. So that was another one that was kind of no more stock coming on those. What's going on, Andy? Happy holidays to you and your family. Happy holidays to you as well, Jedi. Hopefully you guys all have a fantastic holiday week coming up. We won't be doing anything. I might not even post on Thursday. I might do a short or something like that. Maybe just a thank you or happy holiday season on that one. Friday, we are going to be live. We're going to do our normal rip and ship on Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time on that one. We will be doing a live with DJ Pokemon Center. Is going to be joining us on Saturday, and we're doing that at 7 p.m. So we're going to do that a little bit earlier on Saturday. So just put that on your schedule that we'll be doing that at a little bit earlier time on Saturday. And then Sunday we'll be live again for our normal rip and ship. Just sit back, relax, and end the weekend for the holidays here. Just to give you an update on the schedule. Team Rocket Jesus. Yes, Team Rocket Joey's in the house. So we got Team Rocket Jesus here with us. Thank you so much for joining. Looking to sell TRJ will buy at 70%. There you go. I think just about every single one of us in business will buy your products at 70%. I think that's pretty standard. Some of the stuff that's high flying, quick moving will go about 80, but we gotta have the play in the market as well. So a lot of people don't understand that. Some people get mad when you tell them, well, the market is $100. Well, I'll give you 80 right now, $80 cash for it right now, and they get all mad, like, oh, well, it's 100. Well, yeah, but I got to have play, and if it's 100, then go sell it on TCG Player. You're gonna have to pay the shipping. You're gonna have to deal with the customer. You're gonna have to do all the stuff that I'm gonna have to do, and you're gonna end up making about $83 and have to deal with all the problems. So That's basically high-flying stuff will go a little bit high. Fees kill you. People don't realize that if you don't establish a website and you're not establishing yourself in those ways, the fees will absolutely rack you, just drain you dry if you're not cautious. 13%, 13 to 15% on TCG Player will absolutely decimate you, and you don't even realize it. It eats your profit right out. So you think you're making good money, and you sell a booster box at $200, and all of a sudden you got to pay $26 to, you got to pay Pokemon Center or TCG Player $26 for selling it on there. That adds up pretty quick, especially like Sword and Shield. That's why we were even talking about that. You buy Sword and Shield at MSRP, and people are like, well, you can go on to TCG Player right now and go sell it for $185. Well, yeah, but then if you take the fees, you're paying you're getting $145 for it. So you're the same. I mean, it looks like it's better on TCG Player, but Pokemon Center doesn't have any fees when you buy it from there. But TCG Player will charge you 13%, plus you got to pay buy a box, the shipping materials, and a shipping label. So that's all costs that are going to come out of your side as well. Let's see here. Jedi says, I am on the other phone with which got my PS5 username, but I have always watched you under my channel name, Pokemart TCG. Gotcha. That's who I thought you were. I saw the symbol and I thought that you were Pokemart. So, but I never got a chance to really ask, and sometimes you get busy and I just don't think about it. So good to know. That's Pokemart TCG. Thank you so much for letting me know and clarifying that. Ludwig Pig says in February sometimes. Yes, it sounds like they're going to be. So let me look up real quick. I can pull it up real quick. Just open it up real quick. So, Ascended Heroes main set will release on January 30th. But the Ascended Heroes ETBs will be released on February 20th. So on my birthday, Minningtons will be on February 20th. Booster bundles will be on April 24th. The stickers and that will be released on the 30th. So basically, the only thing that's going to come out on the release date, from what I remember, and I'm looking at, I think the poster collections, the binder collections, the stickers are all coming out on the 30th. And then, so there is the, I'm just looking, making sure I got the right, I'm pulling open the stuff right here, just to give you the right thing. So there's the premium poster collection. Because there's the Gardevoir, and then there's the Lucario one that's coming. So those are releasing on the 20th. There's going to be the poster collection. So those two poster collections, the binder collection and the text stickers, are all going to release on the 20th. So, or January 30th, sorry, on the 30th. The 2-pack text stickers. Or 3-pack. No, they are 3-pack, sorry. 3-pack, they're 3-pack text stickers this time. There's a Trainer Coin 2-pack, I believe, as well. Yes. So on the 30th, you're going to get the Trainer Pack with the coin. You're going to get the text sticker 3-packs. You're going to get the Gardevoir and Lucario poster collection. Those are releasing on the 20th. The ETBs are going to release on the 30th. The Mini Tins are going to release on the 30th. And the booster or the 20th. So February 20th is going to be the Mini Tins and the ETBs. The trainer with the coin with the 2-pack is going to, and the 3-pack and the poster collections are 30th. The booster bundles, the 6-pack booster bundles, are April 24th. So you're going to have 21 days between the release of the first part to the ETBs. So that was my question is when are we getting Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes? I could not find, I looked at that on my order afterwards. I cannot find the date. If anybody can, I might have missed it. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough while I was on the road. I didn't see the date we were supposed to get those. So are we getting those on the 20th or are we getting them on the 30th? That's my question. February, Ludwig Pig says the Stellar Crown Elite Trainer box last week. Do you think those were just backstock? I think they were. I don't think they were restocked. There wasn't very many of them either. They didn't last very long. Fees, 3-pack. Yes, there's a 3-pack. So there's a 3-pack tech sticker, and there's a 2-pack with the coin, trainer and coin. So there's both this time. So there's 3 different types of sticker packs right now for Ascended Heroes. Because there is the trainer, so the Ascended Heroes collection. This has got a promo, either Larry or Erica's Tangela or Larry's Kamala inside of it. So there's 2 different versions of that, or for the coin, or a matching coin in promo in there. So that's probably going to have like your illustration rare style card inside of it, like we've seen with other ones, like the black and white. You got the 2 cards as well. And then you get the text stickers, which is going to be the Charmander, or Charizard, and the Gengar, and 3-pack text sticker with a Charmander and a Ghastly promo in them. So that's what we're getting on the original release, along with the poster collections. You're getting the Lucario and the Gardevoir, which has got the mega cards in there. Now I'm looking on. I just opened up. So mine is different than what Poke Beach has, and I guess Southern Hobby I was looking at. I just opened up Poke Beach, and now they're saying that the Gardevoir and the Lucario Ascended Hero box is on the March 20th. So I don't know. I thought that on Southern Hobby they say the release date on this is the 30th. On Poke Beach they're saying it's the 20th of March. So don't know on that one. I'm going to guess Southern Hobby's probably right. We'll probably see them on the 20th, but that's just my guess. Blitzkrieg says, oh wait till we get the stimulus checks. 2 G's. I think everyone's going to be buying again. Oh yeah, that'll be another catalyst as well. Ludwig Pig, I just say early 2026 for the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. I think you're right. I don't know for sure when those are coming. They weren't really clear, and I didn't see it on the. It just says early 2026. So doesn't tell you which one of the release dates it's going to hit with. So okay, I didn't see a specific date, because like usually we bought the last ones that told you the specific date that they were supposed to be released, and maybe after their last screw up on the Phantasmal Flames one, they went, we'll be within 3 months. You'll get them in early this time. So yeah, Pokemon Center says early 2026. So there we go. And I 100% probably think that they're probably going to leave that open after the whole debacle that they had with the Phantasmal Flames one. I'm just glad I got it. That's all I'm going to say is I am glad that I got these. I was really concerned that we were going to lose these. Something was going to happen. Because this came right on time. That was literally here the day it was supposed to be. And then the other ones didn't ship until like a week and a half later. So, but, alright guys. I'm happy mine came in unscratched. Yeah. The only thing I see with mine is that you could tell, because they don't put any wrapping in there, it kind of rubbed. There's like a rub mark on the plastic here on the one side where it was face down. Like it was face down in the box. But other than that, it's not bad. It's manageable. But, alright guys, well, we are at an hour. Like I said, greatly appreciate for everybody who joined in. Hopefully you guys all have a fantastic Thanksgiving holiday. And hopefully you guys have some time, get fattened up a little bit here for the holiday season on the Thanksgiving food. Have some time with friends and family, enjoy it. And there'll be a video tomorrow. I'll be releasing at 10 a.m. tomorrow for you guys, talking about investing. We will be live on Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time for anybody who wants to join us. We have a couple new games that we're working on too, trying to have some fun. So we are going to be doing a little bit more giveaways and having some fun with that as well on the lives. So I've got a little bit more products, so I can do a little bit more giveaways and stuff like that to have some fun with that. So come join us on the lives on Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. DJ's Poke Center will be here on Saturday, 7 p.m. If you guys would like to join us, of course, hang out and have a discussion on what's happening in the business side of the Pokemon TCG. Make sure you do that. Last but not least, we will be live on Sunday as well, 9 p.m. Central Time. Like to stream before you guys leave. Thank you so much, Ludwig Pig. Or before, do it now. Thank you so much. Otherwise, everybody have a fantastic holiday weekend, and I hope you guys stay safe in your travels and with the weather that's currently moving in through a lot of the United States. And we'll see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.